the top two, Mykel Williams and Jalon Walker. I don't think you have another Jalon Walker. Maybe you do in a couple of years with a Chris Cole or Justin Williams, but I don't think you have that walking into this season this year. Mykel Williams also got to find the pass rush. Chaz Chambliss, not one of the guys drafted, but he was a second team All SEC, maybe third team All SEC, but he proved himself last year. So those two for me on the defense are kind of the spots. Edge rusher, who's going to tackle the quarterback on passing situation?
Yeah, and there's a lot of ways to look at it, and you're right if you try to break it down and who can fit in whose shoes. But I'll tell you, I think they're going to be better at the defensive tackle position. You saw Naz Stackhouse didn't get drafted, and Brinson went later than maybe what we're accustomed to. I think Christian Miller is primed for a really, really big season. And then I look at Jordan Hall and Xavier McLeod, and I say, these two guys look good in uniform. If Jordan's healthy, that's going to be big. And McLeod, I thought, was really coming on as the season progressed. So I like Georgia better in the middle. Of course, you got C.J. Allen and Raylan Wilson. These guys are going to be third-year starters. And if they have good tackle play in front of them, they're going to be able to take better angles and be more effective. So I think the linebacker play is going to take a significant leap. Now, you mentioned the edge rusher, and we know Gabe Harris is coming into form. We know they got a transfer from Army. I feel like there's going to be somebody that's going to step up. I feel like they're going to be fine there. As for no Jalon, I get that, but a lot of Jalon had to do with how they used him and the way they moved him around. You can still accomplish those things. You just may not have that Swiss Army knife player that was put in so many positions to make plays. So I don't know that you're going to miss Jalon Walker maybe as much as you think. I think you just might see Georgia play defense a little bit differently and still accomplish the same thing, and maybe even a little bit more in that front seven if the interior defensive line is as strong as I think it's going to be.